Hello, my name is Carrie Caudle, and welcome to Read Aloud with Ms. Caudle. Today I'm reading the book Dolores Huerta, A Hero to Migrant Workers by Sarah Warren and illustrated by Robert Casilla. Enjoy! Dolores Huerta, A Hero to Migrant Workers by Sarah Warren, illustrated by Robert Casilla. Published by Two Lions. This is Dolores. Dolores is a teacher, but her students are too hungry to listen. They are too sick to play. They have no shoes to wear at recess. Dolores is a detective. She follows the kids home. She asks the moms why their kids are hungry and sick. She asks the dads why their children don't have shoes. The parents say their bosses don't pay them enough money for good food or new clothes or a visit to the doctor. These parents work hard. They pick grapes all morning. They pick grapes all afternoon. They pick grapes until night. But they are paid too little and shoes cost too much. Dolores is a friend. The farm workers tell her their troubles. They don't get fresh water. They don't get bathroom breaks. Their hard work is worth more than what they are paid. Friends look out for each other, so Dolores decides to take a stand. Dolores is a warrior. She walks right up to the bosses. She asks them to give the workers rest breaks and to let them stay home when they're sick. She asks each boss to pay the workers enough money for shoes and books and medicine. They say no. The bosses say that if they give the workers more money, they will have to raise the price of grapes. Then nobody will buy them. This excuse is not good enough. The kids still need food. The kids still need medicine. The kids still need shoes. Dolores is an organizer. She asks the people to strike. They will not work until the bosses start to listen. Instead of picking grapes, the workers stand outside the farms. They shout. They sing. They write strike and yes, it can be done on signs they hold up high. Dolores is a storyteller. When the bosses won't change their minds, she tells stories that show why their farms are not healthy places to work. She tells shoppers. She tells crowds. She tells television reporters. She tells senators, mayors, and governors. Many people listen. Some people don't. Dolores is a peacemaker. She doesn't use violence to make the bosses pay attention. She grabs them with her words. She encourages the workers to use their voices too, until the bosses learn how to be fair. Dolores is a mother. Changing the bosses' minds takes a long time, and she misses her kids. The mothers and fathers on strike miss their kids too. While some workers argue with the bosses, others watch the children play and keep them safe. Dolores is a woman. Some people think she should quiet down and let the men do the talking. Dolores just gets louder. She asks other women to speak up too. Their voices rise up together, booming over the farm, roaring into the city, rumbling across the country. Dolores is a fortune teller. She predicts the future. She tells the bosses that if they don't pay workers well for their hard work, the workers will stop picking the grapes and the grapes will rot. She tells the bosses that if people hear workers are mistreated, nobody will buy their grapes. All of Dolores's predictions start coming true. The farms become empty. The grapes are left on the vines. Nobody will pick them. Nobody will buy them. Finally, the strikes begin to work. The bosses tell the workers that if they come back, they can take rest breaks. The bosses will raise their pay. The workers will get money to buy food, medicine, and shoes for their children. The workers are happy, but Dolores is not finished. Dolores is a hunter. She hunts for other bosses who need to take better care of their workers. Dolores tells them to listen or else. Dolores is a teacher. She teaches people how to work as a team. She teaches people how to take care of each other. This is Dolores. And in here, it gives the timeline from 1930, when Dolores Fernandez was born in New Mexico in the Great Depression. And then we have in 1933, her parents got divorced. And then her mother moves her family to Stockton, California when she's 6 years old. And then she graduates from Stockton High School and goes to the University of the Pacific. She gets married when she was 18, and she had 2 children, and in time the marriage ends. Then she graduates from college and becomes a teacher. And then in 1956, she meets Cesar Chavez, another volunteer, and they both work together and on their own projects. And in 1962, she helps her friend Cesar start the National Farm Workers Association, and Dolores is the vice president of that association. Then they join another union and they start to strike against grape growers in 1965. And here in the 1960s and 70s, they continue to take on different grape growers through their boycott. And then in 1970, Dolores and the grape grower agree on a contract. And it continues on until 1975, when California allows unions to organize farm workers. And finally, here in 2003, Dolores launches the Dolores Huerta Foundation, which trains activists to continue her fight for fair and safe workplaces. Thank you, Dolores Huerta. That was Dolores Huerta, a hero to migrant workers. I hope you enjoyed that book. I am so inspired by the work that Dolores did long ago and still continues to do now. She is such an inspiration of strength and love and power in the most beautiful way. I'm proudly wearing my union hoodie today in celebration of her, and also so many others who make a movement happen, sticking with it and staying strong. Take care.